Good morning, good morning. It is Motivation Station with Sanjay and Rose. Oh, Rose and Sanjay.
Hello.
Wow, I said it backwards today. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Oh man, I was
Interesting.
out of it.
Very interesting.
How is it going?
Every
How are you?
first of all, it's going great. I'm just gonna put myself here live so I can see the chat. For morning motivated people, I want to say Happy Eid al Fitr, all my Muslim friends and everyone who's celebrating. It was yesterday. Beautiful, a very beautiful moment. I, for the first time, created a very beautiful table with all of the decorations and food, and it was just wow moment. If you've seen it, you've seen it on my stories on my YouTube channel. So it was amazing.
Yeah,
It was like
nah, I was
I
watching it. I liked it, yeah.
really, I truly, really took it seriously this year, starting with decorations. With I did the whole fasting, from the start till the end. I
Mm-hmm.
was religiously fasting, and I did most of 90% of the food was homemade food. Look at your cup, I love it. And 90%,
Sorry, thank
even
you.
95% of the food was homemade, which is amazing
Mm,
because it's important for me, it was important to truly really feel the holiday itself, the
right.
holy months itself, being closer to cleansing your body. It's more of like a detoxification as well, and living without coffee. That was
I
my
can
biggest
imagine.
thing.
Yeah, I can imagine how hard that was.
For the person who loves coffee in the morning, a little bit, yes, a little bit. But you know what it is? When I tell myself switch, and it's like in the same second. So, look, I'm doing like this, and my light is switching. It's funny. So, and switching, for me to something else, it takes a 1 second. It's just decision. So we're not
Mm,
drinking coffee for 1 month, and I'm fine with it.
mm,
It's like I'm controlling my brain instead of brain controlling me.
there you go.
And of course, I want to say happy spring. Today is the first day of spring in the United States.
Amen.
Also, I want to say happy All-Star because I'm a light worker.
Hmm.
Um, as well, I want to say everyone who's celebrating All-Star, happy blessed All-Star. Also, today is Nowruz. Nowruz, it's also uh first day of spring for in like a lunar calendar for Islamic
Mm.
people too. So it's like every religion in certain some areas celebrating spring, right? Spring
Yeah.
equinox. So it's like um I just want to say welcome to springtime. Energies are definitely shifting. We're definitely out of Mercury retrograde. It's ended yesterday. Bye bye. I I want to say also Jupiter is also stop retrograding now. It's time to fully go on with what you want in life, build your dreams, goals, and act on it. And the rest, I have a surprise. I'm gonna tell later.
No, you're good.
I want to enjoy this beautiful coffee and ask you how are you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So
And
first
we're
off,
doing part two.
yeah, we're gonna continue our journey. So we were supposed to have a guest today. He wasn't feeling well, so we're hoping he feels
No,
better soon.
hopefully
But
feel better.
I mean, I'd like to say that like it was a success in a way that I was like, hey, look, I'm gonna take a chance, post up on the internet and see what comes back. And I've had people interested. Like we actually have like some people lined up, which is great.
Beautiful.
Um, I also want to say hi to Stefan, and I know he was just calling me. So my friend Stefan was just calling me right before the podcast, and I didn't answer because
Stefan.
I was like, oh my god, like I'm about to start my podcast. So he's oh yeah, send me the link, I'll watch it. So shout out to Stefan and thanks for coming by. We're doing great. And actually, Rose, like Stefan was one of my friends that I actually am gonna have on the show eventually. And I'm
Stefan, we're
actually
waiting for you.
I'm actually, we're just trying to work together to get to a point that we want to be comfortably on the show. He's still very much in the growing matter, and like we actually have a meeting tonight to discuss some more ideas and things like that. He's actually shot 2 seasons of filming about like storytelling and like things about his life and stuff like that. And it's great.
Stefan, that's amazing.
And he was it last year, dude? I think it was last year. We started talking, and he's like, "Hey, man, I would." He asked me, he's like, "I would love to have you on board." So I was like, "Yeah, okay, let's figure this out." I started watching some of his videos. I learned some more from that feedback. I've known him since high school. We went to high school together. We had some classes here and there. We knew each other. But like we really connected after the fact. And yeah, like no, definitely we're gonna set up sometime in April, May. We're supposed to start shooting soon again. So I'll have him on here and he'll share more about his book, his journey. It's amazing. It's honestly amazing, and I'm looking very forward to not only being part of that
Stefan, we
journey.
cannot wait for you.
Yeah, no, not only be part of the journey, but just like in general. Yeah, just see the growth. Just see the growth of him, So shout out to you, dude, and thank you for coming by. I appreciate that. Now, as far as me, let me tell you, I had the hardest week I have ever had this year yet. I know I complained a lot this year, but it was by far the hardest week this week, and I'll tell you why.
Was it?
So what
Let's
day
hear
was
it.
it? I'm trying to
Ho'oponopono is coming back.
think.
Let's start
Yeah.
from Monday. Or
Um,
Sunday of last
Shoot.
week.
I'm trying to think what day it was that it happened, because we did the podcast.
Was it on
Oh,
15th?
I went out after the podcast. It was after the podcast.
Okay.
So
So let's start with the Saturday.
one of our friends, Stefan, and I've started. It was his birthday. So I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna take you out for your birthday. I'm gonna drive down to you. It was like an hour and a half drive down. I had breakfast. We had like an amazing lunch, and he's actually the one that wants to be on the podcast next week. So I'm gonna have him on here and have him talk about it. But oh my god, it was such a fantastic lunch. Like we shared so many close, like when you just meet someone and you just click instantly. It was like that level. Like we went somewhere. The food was delicious. The place was like beautiful. It was like anime style. It was very fitting for both of us, right? Had such a good time. Then at night, I was supposed to go out again for like a beer brewology in Jersey City, which it's like different vendors come and you try their beers and stuff like that. Super stoked about it. Super excited about it. On the drive home to take a little bit of a break, my car blew up and it died. And it died on the turnpike, so it took me 5 hours to get home. So I had to get towed off the turnpike to a local place, and then from the local place back home, right? Oh, hey Gina, welcome. Nah, you're
Hi,
good.
Gina.
I gotta
Sending
catch
you
up with
love.
Gina too. But yeah, so then so anyway, car blew up, right? So I'm now and like here's the best part, right? I still kept a good mood. I still stayed I sat there on the side of the road, and I will admit this, right? So one thing I started to do is something I call radical honesty. I'm just saying how I feel anymore. Like whether it's good or
I
bad
love
or
that.
ugly, I don't care anymore, right? But I was sad as shit in that car, and I started to call people to try to get comfort, try to get some company, and everybody was busy, right? So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stay here. It's fine, right? The tow guy came. I made him laugh. He, had him he was like caring. He's like, hey, do you want to hang out in the things?
You're breaking down. What happened?
What happened? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe
you
I
were breaking
lagged.
down for a second.
I might have lagged for a second. That happens.
Robotic move was okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so like everybody I encountered that day, so I had to call Geico. I had to work with Geico, a few people from Geico. I made sure their day was fantastic, right? So I had to call a lady to tell me to get a tow. And she was like, at one point she yawned. At one point she yawned on the call. And she's like, I am so sorry. I was like, listen, we're all human. Don't even apologize for being tired. I'm tired as shit too. And like she started laughing when I started talking like that. Cause I was just like, I had a bad day. It's you yawning is completely humane. I don't care, And everybody was good. But then Sunday hit me like a ton of bricks. Sunday hit me so hard that like I was just kind of like sad, right? So now the thing is, I essentially blew my motor, right? So in a way I can fix the car, but then it's like if I fix it, I'm at a point that if I fix it and it breaks again, I lose everything. And like, insurance won't cover me because they're gonna be like, because they called me and they said the car's a total loss. And I was just like, ah, man, that's unfortunate. But like I wanted to maybe keep it, maybe not. But like, you know how I am with cars, and I broke down for like a whole freaking week. It took me the whole week to recover from that, right? And everybody said the same thing. Ah, it's just a car. You'll feel better. At least you didn't get hurt. At least your family wasn't with you. Stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Listen, that positivity may be there, but no one can connect to me the way I connect to cars. And I don't expect anybody to kind of match that like level of energy or that like understanding, right? Because I actually, even my best friend was trying to talk me through it, and she's like, "Hey, at least you didn't get hurt. At least you didn't like this happened." And she's like, "Look, like I don't know how to comfort you, but like I wish there's something I could do for you." And I was like, honestly, just giving me attention is more than enough. Like I appreciate the fact that she was around, and she was going through a hard time too. So normally we try to hang out at night, and she was a little bit too busy to hang out. So like the whole week was a wash because like, friends weren't around because they were busy. I was not in like the greatest mood. Like there's times where like you want to hang out with somebody, but then you don't want to hang out with somebody, right? And just a lot of different stuff was happening. And even like my wife was like telling me like we had to kind of revisit everything. So last night we went out and we talked about just like things in general. And one of the things we talked about was like I still have my old Subaru. The one like I've always wanted to rebuild. She's like, maybe this was just a sign saying like, hey, refocus back on what you were trying to focus on. Like, yeah, you had this nice sports car, it was fun to drive, it made you happy, it was there for you when you crashed your old car, but she's like, you still have this car and you can always build this.
Aren't you
and
working
go
in New
from there.
York now?
Yeah, so here's the thing.
You're taking the train?
Yeah, so the timing of this was almost perfect, right? Because now I don't drive anymore. I take the train to work, which work has been also, it's been going good, but the thing is, it's different, right? So in my last job, I was doing more customer support. I was helping people, things like that. Now I take care of the equipment. So I'm like climbing ladders, checking cables, checking power, like all this stuff. It's very physically demanding. And there were points that like the guy who was training me was like talking to me, and he was just like, there's a lot of physicality to this job, and I don't know how much of it you can do. And it grew as a concern to him, right? Which it was such bad timing because I was already feeling down. So the last thing I want to hear is, I don't think you'll be able to do this job either, right? So now I'm half panicking, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep working harder, right? So shout out to my wife that literally all we did was go to the gym. Like we went to the gym almost every day because I was like, dude, I just need to go to the gym. Like the day that my card, like when I found out it was a total loss, Monday, I slept all day. I came home from work, I went to sleep, I woke up, and I went to work again, and that's it. Like 6 to 6 I slept in and out, right? Tuesday I came home, I went to the gym for like a few hours. And then Wednesday I went for a few hours, and then I just kept going. And it helps because like I have this aggravation that I'm just trying to get like out of me, right? And by the end of the week, like I said, I don't need a car to drive for work, which is great, but I still want to commute places, so I still have to pick up a car. And yeah, just like refocus back on my original dream. Oh yeah, so let me catch up. I know there's a lot of comments, but like I don't want to like stop to read them per se. But yeah. Oh yeah, so Gina says my car just died again too. Best part was I didn't stall on the highway. Would have been bad. I did show gratitude that it stalled on the side of the road and in a driveway and got home. That's good. Yeah, listen, man, when your car stops on the turnpike, it's probably the worst place to stop.
Who is Easy Way Will?
That is
Hi, Easy Way.
No, that's my friend Zeke. That the one I met up with.
Zeke, we need you on here on podcast.
He's coming next week. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Okay, next week. Love it. Love it, Easy Way. Nice to meet you.
So so Gina, so I told my friend that it had been 3 months ago. I would have had a meltdown. I was proud of myself, but I also looked at the bright side of it and showed gratitude. I had just paid for AAA. I was able to get my mechanic. The part is on back order. Most automatic shops don't have it, but they found it. It was expensive, but I was able to get my car fixed. Beautiful here. My friend's truck just blew its engine. We're relying on the car. I was able to rent a car. Wow. I'm so grateful.
Gee, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot going on.
yeah, and just all that dump. I hope you're doing well. I gotta catch up with you. I know. I think I texted you like a little bit of like what, like a few weeks ago. So I gotta check in. But yeah, it's just very interesting timing for everything that
Come
happened.
on.
And yeah, Zeke, no, thanks for swinging through. And we're looking forward to having you. And dude, like the funniest part, man, I had such a good time with you. We had such an amazing lunch that when this shit happened, like I just was like, well, this shit happened. I was just stuck on the side of the road, and I was just like, damn, what a good day. Despite like everything, I was like, it's still a good day. I'm still chilling. I still had my boba tea, dude. Like I was just chilling. But then like it hit because like not a lot of people know, but like I have a big passion for cars, and it's literally for me, it's just like something that grew on me because if I felt like it
Like
was the
your
only thing.
child.
It's not so much that it was more like it was the one thing I had control over. Like physically, I'm not gonna lie, I can't do a lot. I really can't. I'm not that strong, right? I'm not that physically fit. I don't run fast. There's a lot I can't do. Now I'm not saying there's a lot I can do or can't do, but I'm trying to say that's just reality of a nature. I can climb a ladder and somebody's like reach above me. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. It's cool. It's fine. I get that. There's limitations. But when it came to driving was the one thing that I was like, I have control over. Like my hands are on this steering wheel, whatever direction I decide to go, whatever speed I decide to do, whatever gear I decide to be in. Like I have the power to control that, you know? And it was crazy because what essentially happened was out of my control, right? Motor blowing, I can't stop that. It just went, right? Like I can't be like, oh yeah, let me soothe you and fix you. Like, it's not like that. And even more so, this car came to me in a time of need, right? Because I crashed my old car, and I was at a point that I didn't care about life. I wanted to die. I didn't care about life, and I crashed that car. And remember, I told you when I crashed that car, I crashed into like a couple's car. I was sitting waiting for my family to come pick me up, and the first thing this lady says to me was, "God said this is not your time to go." You know, out of nowhere, like that's the first words out of her mouth. Not that like she saw I was okay. She's like, are you cold and stuff like that. And then she said that to me, and then that's when I think I told the story of this too. I went to my wife and I was like, look, do I buy a normal car or do I keep myself happy and get like a sports car? And she was like, what do you think I'm gonna say, right? And of course she chose the latter, and she let me get my happiness and get my call, right? And it's funny because it reminded me that I do have like a lot of dreams. I do have like a lot of passions, but I have to work on them for at least myself one at a time, right? And I think I got in a little bit over my head because I was focusing on me a little too much. And not that that's wrong, because the thing is, when you're up and high and you're feeling great and like inside your soul you're on fire, you're able to spread that a lot easier. But I think I was talking to my best friend about it as well, and even she agreed that like it comes from within. But she's also the type of person, and so is my wife, that like we get this high, this kind of like feeling about feeling good, feeling great from just giving to others, even if we don't feel good ourselves. It's a double-edged sword because like when me and my best friend were feeling bad, like I would put myself aside to cheer her up, and she would put herself aside to cheer me up. So it was a horrible experience, but we were learning as we went, and in the end we did obviously kind of wake each other up. And that's why in my Instagram post not too long ago, I wrote a post, and honestly, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm taking a break from myself. I'm taking a break from like my needs, because right now I think I I felt good when I was able to help out other people. I felt good when I did things for other people, right? So me going to the gym all the time, me working my new job and working my ass off, things like that. I do it for my friends, my family, my wife, my kid. I do it for all these different people in my life. But right now, I'm not doing it for me. Because right now, I think in me, I'm at a dark point, and I kind of want to stay there for a little bit. Because when this happened in the past and I went to my dark point, it, it was dangerous to be
Is
in,
your
because
safe space?
it is. It is my safe space because the thing is, in it, hate and anger fuel me, right? But it's not outward. I don't yell at the world. I don't yell at my friends. I don't yell at my family. I don't yell at my kid. I don't take this anger out on them. I take it out on me.
Sounds like a regroup place.
Yeah.
Where you
So
regroup.
so I'm revisiting to fight myself, if that makes sense, right? I'm revisiting to push myself the way I pushed myself in the past, where I was angry and I did hate everything outside of me, right? Because I hated the way I was. But honestly, I kept it inside because I don't want to spread hate and anger to the people who love me, right? Everybody checked up on me. Everybody was like, yo, you okay? I'm so sorry about your car. Everybody loves me, which is fantastic, right? But I know it sounds fucking, chaotic almost, right? But I don't mind hating myself right now because it's fuel for the fire for me. And I think I'll come back stronger, right? But I definitely have to not lean too much into it, because
you convert hate to love
over time. But the thing is, with darkness, right? It's kind of like it surrounds you. You don't just get a little bit of darkness. You create light. You don't create darkness. Darkness kind of always existed. That's the thing. Darkness is always kind of around, right? But the more you're in the light, the less you see the darkness. I don't think the reason I disagree with you is that I don't think you can create darkness unless you have ill intention, right? To create darkness, right? But the thing is, to be in darkness is different. Sometimes not knowing what's around you is very comforting. In the light, to be honest, Rose, in the light, I can see everything.
I see your point.
In the light, everything is failing around me. In the light, I see my car broken. In the light, I can see me struggling at work. In the light, I'm trying to climb a ladder that I almost fell, and whatever it may be, right? In the light, there is love there, but you see everything. You see everything, the good, the bad, everything. In the dark, you don't. Right? But it doesn't mean that the dark is safe. It doesn't mean that the dark is okay. You can still trip in the dark, right? You can still, something can run into you, something can prick you, whatever it may be, right? Like I said, I think there is, even Zeke, we were talking about it, right? That there's a balance to life. There's a yin and a yang, right? There's the dark and the light. And that's what I'm heavily relying on. But sometimes it's not always 50-50. Sometimes it's 20-80. Sometimes it's 10-90. At the moment for me, it's 99-1, right? And I'm not gonna lie though, it is scary. It is scary because if I stay here too long, I might not come back out. So I'm teetering.
Can you give yourself a timeline? Like I did myself. I gave myself a timeline.
I can't.
Being in the dark.
I don't want to give myself a timeline, but what I'm doing though is taking it day by day. I'm taking it day by day. I have changed the way I do everything. How here's a good example, great example. And this is why I love you for this, right? When you do stuff, you schedule things, right? If you're gonna come fly up, if you're gonna hang out with friends and stuff like that, you schedule it. You have it down to the T, because then you know how your time is gonna be spent, right? And I started doing that on my end, right? So I put even the simple things. I put okay, podcast every Saturday, 11 o'clock. I put it on my calendar, right? Wake up 8:30 every day. I put it on my alarm on my calendar. Make breakfast at 9:30. Stuff like this, right? And it keeps me busy because it keeps my mind going on other things, right? I can't sit and dwell on nothing if I have something going on, right? So I try to plan things down. I started to extend how I feel about everything, right? So, I don't even know. Like I think I don't even think I answered the question, right? But when we started the podcast, we're like, how are you today, right? I don't even know if I ever answered, but like my answer was gonna be, I'm not okay. But it's okay. It's okay that I feel that way because I'm not trying to stay not okay, but I'm trying to accept that I'm not okay, right? So it scares people when I say that. When people are like, "Hey man, how are you doing?" No, I'm not doing great, but I'm getting through it. I'm trying. That's the response I give now because honestly at this point I don't care. Like it feels weird, but I don't care about holding things in anymore, right? Might as well just
That's,
let everything out.
I
So
understand.
so
Can you be grateful for it?
I am. I know I am. I'm absolutely grateful for it, right? But like, will I say that my gratefulness is better than the darkness? No, it's not. It's not even close. But I am grateful. Absolutely. People check on me every day. People message me every day. Morgan has been on top of me every fucking day. She'll be like, "How are you doing? How's this? You're gonna get another car. Don't worry." And like, my best friend and my wife actually, two different people, but both of them, I have this weird love language where like somebody has to, this is why I kind of am aggressive with myself, but they're aggressive with me, right? So they'll come up to me and they'll just be like, you know if you don't cheer up, I'm gonna kick your ass. And it's the funniest fucking thing on earth for me, but it cheers me up. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, people are there for me. We're here for you if you need, reach out to me, text me, stuff like that. But these people are straight up just like, you're not allowed to be sad. Today's not sad day. you know like they're like, cheer up, buttercup, like I'll kick your ass if you go. And then when I talked about funny things in a sense, but when I talked about the darkness and getting in an accident and stuff like that, they're just like, well, you're not allowed to die, we'll bring you back to life, we'll go through whatever, Ouija board to bring you back. My best friend's like, she'll beat me back to life. Dude, I have some weird people in my life, but I absolutely fucking love them, period. And sometimes I just need that love. Let me catch up with
You really
Zeke.
need a car.
Yeah, so I'll get to that in a second. So creating and following a calendar schedule is a good tip for staying focused. Tough love. Yeah, man. That's what it is. And you know what it is, Zeke? I grew up with tough love. I grew up with tough love. I grew up with very, very stern parents. That back then I was probably not as grateful for, because I was, sometimes you want that tender love. Sometimes you just need that little soft love, right? And my parents weren't great at expressing that, because they wanted to,
The generation.
yeah, well, that and Asian mindset and stuff like that. But the thing is, they were more concerned that the world would eat me alive than, the world loved me back, right? It's like, when you're optimistic, you see the cup as half full, but when you're
And no
not, you see,
protection, right?
yeah. So it's just a form of its own protection. And they're just like, look, if we're hard on you, you can handle whatever the fuck the world is gonna bring you. And 110% it worked, okay? Because the thing is, I didn't know how cruel the world could be, right? But it's also beautiful. The world is a very beautiful place, but it has its moments. And I think without that tough love, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Like, look, my parents were so concerned that, like, they don't even think I could climb the stairs to get onto a bus, right? And that sounds crazy, right? It's a staircase for a bus, right? But you want to hear something funny? When I first worked in New York, was the first time I started taking the bus. The stairs were intimidating. They were a little bit higher than I expected them to be, right? There's stuff you can grab onto and climb up, but I wasn't ready for it, right? But honestly, as I got older, my parents softened up, especially my dad. Like my dad has done a complete 180. My dad is now, he went from tough as nails to like soft as marshmallows, bro. Like, like he's sweet but soft. But it came a long way. So I think, when I was in my teens and I was sad, I gave myself tough love, and then I grew a little, and now I'm here again, right? But yeah, the whole point, just like Zeke is saying, there's a balance between the two that need to be maintained. Absolutely. And sometimes, just like you said, Hoponopono, right? I try to remember the good stuff. I try to remember that, hey,
Yes.
now I can get another car. Hey, I can focus back on my Subaru. Hey, it's fine. I take the bus to work. I don't take a car to work. I'm good, all that stuff. So I just have to remember to hold that balance when the scale gets too rough on one end.
5 minutes. That technique, 5 minutes of writing it down, whatever you feel in the morning, is the
Oh,
best thing.
one thing I started doing also, what you mentioned last week. So I know you're more of a paper person. You're more of a I'm gonna do this on paper. I'm gonna do this more physical. I took that from you, that every morning I get up and I find 5 things I don't like, 5 things that I think will bother me throughout the day. Right? I put them in my head and I throw them out the window. And honestly, I do it so it was tough Monday, Tuesday, but over time as I did it more, it was easier to do. When I say I throw it out my mind, it is literally thrown out of my mind. Like it doesn't even reoccur to me. It doesn't even come back to me like, hey, it's a thought in the back of your head. No, I was like, nope, get rid of this. I don't need this. I can be soft, but that doesn't get you taking care of yourself quite as well as a good threat. Yeah, no, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. That is my friend that threatened to beat me back to life, so I appreciate you for that. But yeah, she literally told me if I try to go, that she's gonna waterboard me very lightly, and I was like, it's a loving threat, but it is weird. But I appreciate you, and it did keep me on my toes. All right, so what have we learned? This is my spiel, and I'm happy I kept it under the hour I normally keep it. So now we can talk about things in general. But yeah, at the moment now, yesterday into today was my brighter days. Yesterday I met up with my old coworker who, we drink and he kind of vents about work. I went out to get a drink with my wife, which we were fun, and we were able to, talk more and things like that. So that was fun. My best friend and I we watch anime, so we watch shows together. And I like to do small nice things. So she was having a rough day, so I got her some chocolate. I DoorDash chocolate to her, and I like doing that to people. I sent coffee to a friend before. I bought lunch for another friend, and people are like, you don't have to spend money on me. And I'm like, yeah, but the thing is, it's the principle is not spending the money. It's just the act. One random day, I sent money over to my friend, and I was like, go get sushi. And she's like, dude, we haven't talked in a while. Like, why'd you just send this over? I was like, you know what? Inside, I just felt like you needed lunch. I just felt like it. Fortunately, I have the money to do it. Fortunately, I have the space to do it now. I am in a much better space than I was a few weeks ago, right? I'm sure you remember how stressed I was with my last job, right? I'm in a much better space. So just trying to make the most of it.
Proud of you, the way you're feeling today and the way you felt a year ago.
Yeah, if I was
2 different car breakdowns in 2 different moods.
Very accurate. 2 different car breakdowns, 2 different people. You're absolutely right. 2 different people. Absolutely right.
And the person that you be coming from this situation is gonna be a third person. He's gonna be like, oh, let's just go.
Yeah, man.
There's so many cars in the world.
We
Plus, right now,
we grow.
as I think I love the Christine pointed out very nice thing that she said, you wanted to rebuild your Subaru. Maybe it's time to start walking more, looking around, taking train, enjoying the job, enjoying the people around, and rebuilding that Subaru, making a fast car the way you want a sporty car.
It's
just a thought, and nobody telling you what to do. Maybe it's time to sit down and in that darkness and take a look. How do I feel, and what do I actually want to do?
So yeah, and that's what I mean, that what I want to do, especially like you said, yep, there are cars out there, there's plenty of life out there, right? There's people out there to connect with, there's so much to do, right? This thing with the car, this thing with my Subaru especially, like even my best friend tried to like understand it. I think my wife kind of understands a little bit. My parents do not understand it at all, right? It's more than a car, right? It's even more than a dream. Um, Fuck it, we're gonna come visit it. It was the first thing that came to me when I literally gave up, right? And when I say literally gave up, like I wouldn't even talk about it like this to anybody. My best friends would reach out to me, Sanjay, let's hang out, let's do this, let's do that. I said no, leave me alone. I said this to everybody. I said this to everybody, Rose. I cut off people. I was like, leave me alone. All because, I mean, all my life I struggled with loving myself because of my disability, you know? And even now, I still have the times where you know, a little bit harder on myself than I need to be, right? And and you know, I fell in love, right? I fell in love with first girlfriend, right? Like, you know, once you're first, it feels very special. And you know, there was no closure to our relationship. Just one day the love stopped, and I don't know why. And it killed me. And I think there's a person that can also relate to the story, but it killed me. And I blame me. I blame myself. I was like, I did something wrong to scare them away. I did something wrong that didn't allow me to have love, right? Be in love or have been loved or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, why am I still here then? There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can provide, because if I, like, I already knew I couldn't do stuff physically. That shit was already killer enough, right? Because look, oh, this is gonna get rough. All right. So growing up, right? Even like going to school, middle school, high school, whatever, right? I was very self-conscious, right? People looked at me like I was like a zoo animal, like I was a exhibit, right? And I get it. Like, my arms look weird. I get it. My legs are skinny. I get it. I get it. I 100% get it. Now I do, at least. But like, when you love someone and they love you back, you kind of forget that. I forgot I was handicapped around certain people, right? Especially my best friends. But when that shit hit, it hit me hard. And have I ever told the story of my friend Jazz? I think that needs to happen. I need to have Jazz on our podcast too, so I can yell at him. But Jazz is my best friend since 3rd grade, right? I'll get to a deeper level of his story at one point. But remember how I told you that, like, sometimes I just need someone to beat me back into place? Someone to, like, threaten. I know it sounds weird, but I need someone to threaten me back in place, right? So Jazz reaches out to me one day, out of the blue. And he goes, hey, I know I curse on the podcast, but he said, hey, MF. I'm not going to say all that. But he said, hey, MF, come outside, right? Mother flower. Yeah, mother flower. There you go. He said, hey, mother flower, come out. He said, come outside. I said, all right, I don't want to come outside. I was like, you leave me alone. I don't want to talk to anybody. He said, if you don't come outside, I'm going to come inside and kill you. I was like, all right, this is a pretty strong threat. I'm going to come outside. I'm not going to fight this, right? So I go outside. And I'm out there. There's nothing out there. I'm just chilling. I'm just nothing happening, right? I'm outside. And then I hear a noise that I've never either heard before or I just never acknowledged.
Easy.
Oh, of course. As soon as I get home, I see a Subaru. Oh yeah, dude. Let me. I'll tell you something funny to that. I like that. I'm about to go around and calling. Yeah, mother flowers. Or my kid says something funny when she's about to curse the F word. And it's my fault, obviously, but I forget what she says. She says something cute. But anyway, so my friend Jazz like, come outside, right? So I see a car come through. I see a car I've never seen before, and almost instantly I'm like, okay, that's Jazz. I know that's Jazz. He pulls up and he's like, how do you like my new car? And I Rose, I forgot everything existed. You know, like when you watch shows, and I don't know if you watch anime, but there's more points where like it's a person and a thing, and like everything just goes blank and white, and all that's left is the two things there, and that's it, right? I felt like that, and he's like, let's go for a ride. He took me for a ride. I was blown away. I forgot everything. I forgot that I had fallen in love. I forgot I got hurt. I forgot I was handicapped. I forgot everything. I was just in the moment smiling, laughing because my boy picked me up and took me for a ride. Right? And then he dropped me off home and he said, the first thing he said to me is, I know you're going through a lot of shit, but I hope this helped. And then he drove off. And as he's driving off, I make a vow to myself that I'm going to buy the same car one day in my life. Because I feel like that's what's going to save my life is this car. So I started hunting, dude. I started hunting for this car, right? And I found one overpriced, high mileage. I had no money. I had to beg my parents to buy the car. And I think I said this story before where like my mom told me that like she saw me outside talking to the car. So she's like, I had to buy the car. Like you had this weird bond with the car. I had to buy it. And I think I also mentioned a story of my dad breaking down saying like, I wish I could buy you, you know, Mercedes or BMW. And I'm like, dude, you just bought me my dream car. So that car has heard me cry more than anything. That car has heard me laugh more than anything. That car would sit with me in the darkest times, the brightest times. That car was it. That car has died and come back to life so many different times. It's not even funny. But I think somewhere along the way, I lost the vision of that car. Life happens. I got married, had a kid. People around me were suffering. People around me were sad. I had to do a lot. And I put aside the car. And yeah, like I said, my wife, I'm happy that she brought it back to me. She said, you know what? This is an opportunity to just refocus on that again. You know, she's like, you know, I'm literally shopping for a car right now. I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks I'll get like a nice cheap car to get by, right? But I don't want it too cheap. I kind of want an SUV so I have a, you know, bigger room. But you know, like I'm seeing what I want, right? And I as much as I'm sitting in the darkness and dwelling in the darkness, and you're like, you should look for the light. You should remember where the light is, right? There is light. There's light, and it's sitting in front of me, and that light is shining on that car for me, because I don't know what else is happening around me, and at the same time I'm kind of not in a position to help what might be happening around me. Of course, if somebody needs anything, reach out, absolutely, right? But right now, like, I'm trying to refocus back on the car. You know, like when you're sitting in the dark and there's one spotlight and that spotlight shines on whatever it's shining on, like it's hard to focus on anything else when that light is focused on that spot, right? So for me, that's where I'm at, and that's why. And I don't expect anybody to ever understand this. Never. Like this feeling with this car, no one, you know, no one will understand this, and I'm not even trying to make anyone understand it. But when I tell people like, let me be and let me be with my car, like, you know, all I ask is just the respect of it, right? Just like, hey, let me do my thing. So
Take your time.
take my time, exactly. So I take a day at a time. I can have that car up and running soon, but it's there, it's waiting for me, and at the same time, it's like I'm waiting for it, and you know, eventually we'll get it together. But because of my wonderful friends and my family and you, Rose, and my best friend and my wife and my boys and stuff like that, like I'm just gonna be a more honest person around, like all around, just radical on. Like Zeke said something very beautiful that
Very nice approach.
I want to say one thing that Zeke said that stuck with me, and I'll let him explain this more, right? Next week when he's on the show. So Zeke, you better be ready. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight, my boy. But you know what he does, and I find it not weird. I found it very, very beautiful. He said to me, like, you know, he has his friends that he hangs out with, right? He says to me that I say I love you to my friends, like to my boys. I say I love you to everybody, right? I don't say it to my boys. I don't say it to my close friends. Like my friends that I grew up with from like third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, stuff like that. I don't say I love you to them, right? And we live in a funny age where we're like, no homo and stuff like that. Whatever, doesn't matter, right? But like, you don't really go around saying I love you to people like that. And he's like, I started doing that with my friends. And I was like, that's interesting. And he's like, it is interesting because they looked at me funny when I said it. I'll let him share why he says it per se, but it helped me open up about being radically honest, right? Like if I feel a certain way, I'm just gonna say it because to me it's how I feel. It's the truth of the matter, right? The truth at the time. And like he actually told me like he started saying that, and like now his friends say it back to him. So like, whenever they're done hanging out, all right, man, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you next week. I'll see, what? And I was just like, that is the most fucking beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. So I started saying it to my friends. Now they think I'm kind of a weird goofball, but like, I've also opened up to them that, how I talked about when you're feeling down, but you don't go to your friends because you don't want to be a burden to them. And I told you about, I watched something that the guy was like, how dare you take that opportunity away from people that care about you to be there for you. You know what I mean? Like if I don't want to come to you because I feel like I'm going to be a burden to you, that's not my call. It's not my call to make to say that, oh, Rose thinks I'm a burden or Jazz thinks I'm a burden. Right? So I really did open up with my friends, and I told them, guys, and the worst part is I told them, I was like, I'm going through some shit. I'm very sad right now, but I'm not at the end of the road. I don't think I'll do anything stupid, but I promise that if I ever hit, on this podcast right now, if I ever hit this point that I ever get this dark, you have no idea how many people's phones I'll be blowing up. And I know somebody will respond back. And I pray that I never hit that point, but I'm just being real. I really am. But honestly, everyone would get a call. Everyone would get a call. And I know anybody would be there in a heartbeat. So I'm fighting that. But anyway, as soon as I told my friends this, that I'm not okay, and they're like, hey, we're here for you, talk, whatever, right? I said that on Friday, and then Saturday my car blew up. So then they knew that they had to reach out to me because they're like, yeah, so you mentioned you're sad already, so you're probably not doing much better today. And like they said it in such a funny way that I just started laughing. Like I had tears coming down my face and I started laughing. They're like, you're not trying to, I know this sounds really like awful, Rose, but they're like, you're not trying to kill yourself, right? And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm going through some shit right now. And they're like, all right, well, we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about it. And we're going to get a beer if you want to get a beer. If you want to get a burger, we'll go get a burger. Dude,
We don't have a chat on our video podcast live, right?
Oh, we do. Why is it not showing? Oh, I think I turned it off at one point. Sorry, I turned it back on.
Put it back.
Yeah, I put it back on. So new messages will come through. But yeah, I mean, reading it out. Yeah. Gina, I kind of fell off with a lot of people, so I apologize about that, but I will catch up. Yeah, but how I'm more honest. I'm more honestly upset at myself for not allowing my friends to be there for me, for not allowing my family to be there for me, but I'm getting there. Like I promise. Like today, chat, honestly, everybody, Rose, everybody that's here, honestly, I'm not doing great. I'm happy, right? I'm fighting the emotions. I was very proactive today. Rose knows that normally every Saturday I get up 10 minutes before the podcast and I message her and I say, hey, you ready? Yeah? All right. And then we start. I got up at like 8 o'clock today. I had to get a rental. I'm having breakfast. I drank a shit ton of water. I took a shower. I did a lot. I was very progressively going through the day today. So I'm working on it. I am working on it. Gina says I fall off with a lot of people when I'm going through shit because of exactly what you said. I'm not doing great either, but I'm taking it day by day, and that's the only thing I can do. I've been doing that for months.
So
yeah.
thank you for sharing all of your beautiful story.
Yeah.
and I
No,
want
thank
you to
you.
take it
Oh,
back.
you're welcome. Yeah. Yeah.
I just finished 21 Day book. It's a workbook. It was a lot of deep practices, and one of the things that I started doing is a visualization practice. It's creating what you focus on. Focus where your focus goes, that's where it grows. So, and I started creating things that I want in life.
Yeah.
And that really helps anyone to shift from where you are, what you're focused on right now, and
Mm-hmm.
refocusing on what you need and what you want and where you're going, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do well on the past, you only can create a beautiful future. And just doing that 5 minutes every morning, visualizing your day, how you want it to be, definitely a major life changing experience. And I started practicing already back in December. Now I'm getting more deeper in this practice and things happening. And I wrote it down something last week. I said in April, I'm going to get a date. I'm waiting for a date to change my passport.
Yeah.
And I wrote it down, I visualized it. And yesterday, I got a date to
Nice.
change my passport in April. And then I started also saying things like money and opportunity come easy to me. And boom, one opportunity came to me, one money started coming to me from different ways. And I got a ticket to come to New Jersey. My passport date is April 17th. So I'm going to be in New York April 17th. And visualizing how you want to create your life will definitely shift your focus. Anyone who wants to put that integrate into your life, go take a look at the Joy Dispenser 66-day meditation and start integrating that. It's such a huge difference. Here we are, right? We're sharing our life experience, also we're sharing what we've learned and what we're experiencing and what's helping. It's a motivation station for motivation. Also, I want to say today is day 40th of my aunt's passing. So
Mm.
today she's transferring to the heavens. If you think you're having a rough time, everyone's going through something. And today is, I was saying goodbye to my aunt. All of my family made a huge feast and went to the mosque. A lot of prayers, a lot of sadaqah, money giving. So
Mm-hmm.
today I'm going to the mosque. I'm
Mm.
going to be doing 7,000 prayer. You count 7,000 times. We have a rosary. And I created that rosary from the peats from the dates on the holy month I was eating.
Mm.
So I created from the peats 99 pieces beautifully made by me, and I'm going to be doing 7,000 prayers and doing special prayers. We'll be giving some donations to the mosque. So, in the brighter side for everyone, you're not dead yet. So you
Yeah.
can still create the life that you really want and you can visualize it. If in the beginning it's really hard to visualize anything because we're all stuck in a world of infinite noise and all that what we're surrounded with, some negativity, some not, and all of that. To just to quiet your mind, start with visualizing something stupid like apple, right? Just visualize it and boom, apple's gonna be there. So, and also, I went like you. I didn't go into the dark side. I don't per se recognize dark or light. I just went and cut everything off, and I was just doing one thing a day, one
Mm-hmm.
meaningful thing a day, and one thing I did something. And all of the things that I started doing, which is I started practicing more and more, which I recommend for everybody as well, doing things out of love to yourself. You said you're not strong. You said you don't love yourself enough, but you do. You are strong. You're mentally strong. You're emotionally strong. You're physically definitely stronger than I am because I'm a girl, you're a man, and you're definitely a very strong-minded person, and you do love yourself. You do love yourself. If you wouldn't love yourself, you wouldn't have this beautiful headphone with the beautiful chair and all of your games and all of your friends and all the beautiful time that you always have with your beautiful friends. You do love yourself. You just need to say it to yourself. Sometimes we tell ourselves lies. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I don't love myself enough. That's the lies that we tell ourselves. How about we change that? I love myself enough. I am good enough. I am strong enough. I am
Mm,
brilliant enough.
mm.
Focus goes where it goes, right? I'm not telling you to change yourself. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not
Yeah,
telling
no,
nobody
no,
what to
no,
do.
no, yeah.
But there is always a different outlook in life.
There is. And I don't not agree with you because you're absolutely right. There are plenty of things I am good at. And I do remember that. And I stay humble to that for sure. Um, and I'm trying to accept it more, right? Because even, you know, people have said to me that I am, deserving of the love I gave and things like that, right? And for me, as much as manifestation is important, and it is, right? And that's why I was hoping the guest that we're supposed to have is all about that, right? And hopefully he'll be on in a few weeks and we can talk even deeper into it. And the thing is, in that sense, I know all of it. I know I am loved. It's clear as day, right? And I know I love myself enough to appreciate that, right? Because if I didn't, we would be having a whole different conversation. In fact, we might not even be having a conversation right now, right? If I wasn't so driven, if I wasn't so passionate about not my will to live, but for my will to make others happy, to be there for people who need someone there. I'm very driven and passionate about doing things for people with nothing in return. I don't want a single thing from. The only thing I want from you is maybe a smile. The only thing I want from you is maybe for you to love yourself a little bit more, right? Now, here's the funny thing, right? Because that's where we're at with me. That I need to do this more for me, right? But
Become your best friend.
but for me, I have to be hard on myself. Because I just grew up that way, right? And I know you can change as you grow. But if I'm soft on myself, I don't think anything will ever change. If I get comfortable with myself to the point that I'm like if I just oh man, I don't know how I'm trying to say this. Damn, somebody said it in such a beautiful way because they kept saying like the guy was asking him like, why are you hard on yourself? And he's like, what? And he's like, he asked the question again. He's like, why are you so hard on yourself, right?
Get
And
lighter.
and no, and he said, well, I'm hard on myself because if I don't go hard on myself, I don't feel like I'm seen. I don't feel like I exist. Like, life is not easy. Life is not easy.
It is easy.
It is not easy. Because if you open your eyes wider, the world around you is suffering. If you open your eyes wide enough, there's a lot of people that need help. Life might be easy for us. Or easier, I should say. Not easy. Easier for us. Because we're going through things. We're doing things. We're making things happen, right? But for me, there's a realization that life is not easy for everybody.
I like what Gina said. Everybody processes life happenings differently.
Yes. No, I agree. And I think that's why we're on two different pages when it comes to how we take care of ourselves. You might need more love, affirmation, more love to yourself, things like that. For me, I got to be harder on myself. And here's the thing: neither of us are wrong.
Yeah, you choose what works for you.
Exactly, right? So you do what works for you, even if the other person doesn't, agree, right?
Works
I
for
I
you.
personally, I don't feel like I'm hurting myself by doing this. Being a little bit tougher on myself, being a little bit more aggressive on myself. I don't think I'm hurting myself by doing that. Just like, for me to think in a way, like giving too much love for me is a lot. Like sometimes if you give too much love, I feel like that hurts too much. No, it doesn't hurt too much. It hurts if you give too much because it's overwhelming. Like maybe it's just my social energy, maybe it's just like my battery in me or whatever. But when it's too much, I tend to start thinking that it's almost like not a facade, but like, hey, like now you're just saying it for the sake of making me feel better. You know what I mean? All right, there's a lot happening in the comments here. Let me try to catch up with everybody. We all move through this. I love what Rose just said. There's always a different way to skin a cat, and
You can
carpe
think life is rough, you can think life is easy, and everyone
diem.
is right. You can or you can't. You're right. And in all
People
creation, I'm
understand.
here just giving variations of techniques
Yeah.
through being using psychotherapy and all that, and saying becoming your best friend, patting yourself on the shoulder, stopping everything and being in the moment and say, here's the moment. And in this moment, which is part of now, a beautiful book can teach you now in this moment. Everything is light, easy, lovely, and nothing is going really bad or great. It's just the way it is. Beautiful. And everyone is unique. And
Mm-hmm.
everyone has their opinions, perspective, the way they see things, the way they do things for themselves. You just got the ones that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
I am not here to tell people what to do. I'm here to share what works in the brain level.
Mm-hmm.
Just
No, I
writing
get
it
you.
down and get rid of it helps. Just being your best friend helps you. But a lot of people get rid of depression, stress, and being lonely. We're living in the lonely era when people are so stuck here and they're not outside. And you said if you open your eyes wider, people are struggling. I see a lot of people that are actually living life and enjoying it and happy with the little things they have. If I live around people have nothing and they're happiest. And that is amazing. That where we focus, that's where it grows.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree. No, I wholeheartedly no, I agree. And um,
And I
I,
just
th-
want to
I
say that I'm proud of you, that you're recognizing where you are, how you feel, and where you need to be. And that's amazing. Because a lot of people can't even do that.
yeah, I mean, no, for sure. And I thank you for that. I really am grateful. Um, I think more than anything for me, the beauty is, you're right. There are people going through a lot. There are people going through, they can't even, you know, get through themselves, right? Like, I mean, living matter right here. You know, I'm working on it, obviously. Not a fan of myself right now, but I'm going through it. But I think the beauty of it more than anything is knowing that, this is not a journey you do alone, right? You may feel alone, right? Like I think there's been plenty of times in my life that I've been surrounded by people. I've been surrounded. The noise is everywhere. Like, just everyone is everywhere. Yeah, I literally feel completely alone. And that happens. And that happens to, unfortunately, a lot of people. And, I always have to remind myself that we're not alone. Whether we're not alone in the sense that somebody wants to be there to make you happy, right? Or somebody wants to be there to make you laugh. Hell, there's people that you can feel lonely and they can just sit next to you, not say a word, and just be there, and that makes a difference. So it's a good reminder that, I'm not being pessimistic. I wholeheartedly, the world is a beautiful place. I do agree with that. And what I mean is, there's still other parts of it that exist that need to be visited. There needs to be love and care and warmth and fire and whatever you want to call it be given to those things that don't get to have that happiness, don't get to have that warmth and comfort and stuff like that. And sometimes when I go down, I stay with those who are also down, because we'll get through it, right? And fortunately, especially for me, I think I hit a point comfortably now that I don't think I'll ever be down enough that I'll stay down, because there's too many people in my life that want to rise me up, you know? So for me, at least, fortunate, if I do go down and somebody's down there with me, when somebody else comes to rise me up, I grab their hand and I bring them with me, you know? And that's why I don't mind visiting, for me, the darkness. I don't mind visiting down under, so to speak. And for me, it's a reminder. I know this sounds shitty. It's a reminder that I could do better. I'm doing great, but I could do better. And I want to fight for that better, right? Remember, I think I said this as a quote so long ago. It wasn't even funny, but I said it before. But it was one of my guy rap songs I listen to, and the line goes, "I don't want to be good. I want to be great." Right? And that's where I want to be. Is I don't want to be good. I want to be great. I want to be great in my journey through life. Great with happiness. Great with smiles, laughs, love, care. And now I'm at a point that I just express it. I took Zeke's mentality. Zeke, I turned your "I love you" to your bros to just "I love you" to life. Like it's crazy how much of a difference that can make. Like I go to work now and I show so much gratitude that, like, people are just like thrown off. Like there's a lady, I get lunch every day, right? I get like a wrap. I try to stay healthy. I'm doing good there. And I tell the lady, and I always joke with her, and she's always sweet. She's like, she's like, I made you, this sandwich is just made, baby. This is for you. She's like an older woman, and like she's just really fun and funny to be around. And I told her, I was like, man, you know what? Like it was yesterday. I was like, why this sandwich tastes so good? I figured it out. She's like, why is that, babe? I was like, it's not the lettuce, it's not the cheese, it's not the whole wheat wrap. I was like, you made it with love. And we both started cracking up and laughing and loving that moment so well. And I'm like, that just made her day. It's already Friday. It's already the end of the day, And, I was like the last sandwich she made. And I was like, I figured it out. I was like, it took me all week to think about it. I was like, is it the cheese? Is the cheese fresh? And I was like, nah, it's the love. And then she started cracking up. So, just go for this. I go through life now making sure anybody I encounter smiles before I leave. And then one
You see
day,
the birds
Rose,
chirping?
I do. I hear it. That is loud. That bird is
Very loud.
inside. That
The
bird is
birds.
inside your house, dude.
I have so many trees and so many nests and birds and all kinds of animals.
I love
So
watching birds. Maybe
they
it's
they say hello right
maybe it's
now.
like the old age kicking in, right? Because like mostly it's like older people who like bird watching, right? But I like bird watching. Like
You ways to go.
they're they're very interesting creatures. They're very cute. It's adorable. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, a lot of thousand different directions our conversations went, but I think at the end of this road, it's especially then versus now. Like my biggest thing is like,
Very beautiful flavor.
like anybody that comes by me through my life, passes by, gets love from me. I'll express it any way I can, and eventually, I promise, eventually I'll give that love back to me. But for now, I love what I'm doing. I love being there for people. I love
On this
that
beautiful
people are there
note,
for
we
me.
do have two beautiful new subscribers. Thank you so much, all of
Appreciate
you
that.
who
Yes.
subscribing to our community motivation station, station for motivation. Also, in 5 episodes, we're gonna be a year and a half.
Mm.
We're gonna be a year and a half, which is a beautiful thing. Episode 79, and also April 18th, I'm gonna be in New Jersey. So we will be speaking beforehand. How can we do episode together?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Because I knew you were planning, not trying, you were planning to come visit here,
In April, yeah.
which looks like it's happening the opposite because
Works
I'm
out.
coming.
Works out in my favor. I'll
I'm
tell you that.
coming. And it's, yeah. And we can, if anybody wants to provide a studio, I'm just kidding, um, or a place where we can shoot things together beautifully, we could do that.
I'm actually considering using different streaming services because don't get me wrong,
Okay.
I love what I'm using now, but there's something else that makes it a little bit easier. So I might do both because
Okay.
I like the cute little background and stuff that we have, like the little animation thing I made and like the way the camera's set up. But
Thank you, Gina.
I found another software that makes it easier. That makes it easier to film,
Okay.
but it's just camera to camera, so it's just like literally camera. And then it's easy to make clips. It's easy to make little montages, stuff like that. So
Okay.
I might
Editing.
change.
Hmm.
Yeah, I might go back. I might check it out. Yeah, I just saw it yesterday, so I gotta look into it. I'm sitting on the windowsill right now. I'm watching the birds. Yeah,
Yes.
Gina, I gotta let me. Okay, so I'm car shopping right now, and I gotta figure that out. I do have a rental to get by, but let's catch up. Let's do dinner if we can this week or something if you have time. But I'll text you. We'll figure that out. But yeah, what a lovely episode that we were able to open up about then versus now. And yeah, I mean, there's still so much more left in the journey, right? There's so much more things to encounter, things to do. And just like Rose said, you know, we appreciate the liveliness of our podcast today for sure. You know, I want to thank you guys for coming by, talking, um, and just being a part of it. And honestly, I'm thankful that you guys listen to my story as well. You know, it's I don't like sharing too much about my darkness. I don't like, you know, sharing too much about, you know, when I feel down and things like that. I do like to tend to keep to myself. And I know, listen, more than anything, I know I'm in a safe space. I know this is a safe space. Like I told Rose when we started this podcast, like this is the stuff I do it for. Like this is my safe space to speak my mind. People can relate. People can chime in. You chime in. Things like that. I love it. It's a beautiful place to be. And I'm proud that we've come 74 episodes in. And we got so much
Almost a year
more.
and a half. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Easy.
Zeke, thanks for
Thank you.
Zeke. I'm glad that you caught us live, and next week you'll be with us live, so it's gonna be even better. You know what I mean? I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to having Zeke on here. This man, I love his perspective, and he has a lot to share, and I would love that to be shared on our podcast and out with the world and things like that. So definitely, if you have time next week, if you can set aside an hour, we're definitely doing our best to try to stay within that hour, but stick around, then come through, check it out. It's a good time. Zeke is absolutely fantastic, and I'm looking forward to connecting with that. So honestly, from my end, cheers to you guys. I love you guys. I honestly, the love I have for you guys is absolutely insane, and I will show it to the world as time goes. But I love you guys. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Sanjay. I want to thank everyone who was here today. Thank you. Our community is growing. And thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see you next week. And also, thank you for all the likes, shares, comments, everything that you do for our community motivation station for motivation, where you can share your mission, passion, what do you do, promote yourself, and as well is we are here to hear your story, and the world needs to hear it. Hear it. We share here beautiful quotes by Sanjay. He always shares this beautiful, especially the one Gina mentioned today. If you lost, change your view. And of course, any techniques that's shared, all proven facts, medical, scientifically, and please grab something that works for you and see the difference. And we here every Saturday, 11 a.m. live. Thank you for investing your time listening us on Spotify every Sunday and watching us and rewatching the episodes we had. We have so many beautiful episodes. We have 74 episodes. Easy. If you just got on here, you have a lot of work to
We have
do.
a lot of episodes to catch up on.
We have beautiful things that you guys can definitely rewatch, take it, share. Share the things that you're taking from the episode. Share your changes in your life because we are definitely happy to hear it and be part of it as well.
Mm, for sure.
Love
And
and blessings.
yeah, and
Yes, Frank, we need that.
I missed it. What Frank said?
Frank, we need your boat ride.
Oh yeah, we gotta figure that out. Somebody had said something funny earlier. I forgot exactly what it was, but
We love
it'll
you
come,
too,
it'll come back.
Stefan. We
Yeah, no,
love you.
Stefan, man, you bro, I love you, man. I'm looking forward to catching up tonight, so then we can make dreams happen, right? We gotta put ourselves out there. So, yeah, no, everyone, thank you for
Create
being
and
part of our.
visualize your life.
Thank you for being a part of our podcast this week. Definitely tune in, like I said, next week with our guest Zeke that we will be looking forward to. But lastly, I would love to say cheers to you guys. Right, Rose, take care of yourself, and cheers to our families and our loved ones. And oh, no, I lost Rose. I can't say. Oh, what the? There's so much happening. Are you there?
Okay, I'm still here.
It went dark. That's the part I got concerned about. It just went dark, so I wasn't sure what happened. But anyway, love you guys
Let's
so
go back
much.
to light.
Cheers to you guys.
And happy spring! Today is first day of
Happy
spring. Please
get that fresh
enjoy
air
this
and
beautiful
go
weather.
Zeke, I'll see you in the woods out there, bro. Take it easy. We love you guys.
Yes.
Cheers to you guys. Have a motivated
I'll see
day.
you guys in New Jersey pretty soon for cherry blossom.
There you go. And take
Taking
care.
some photo shoots. Let's take some photo shoots. Bye bye.
We'll do that for sure. We'll do it like a live episode. Okay. Anyway, we love you guys. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
See you.